Hi everyone, welcome to My Maths Academy. In this session, we'll continue on Chapter 4 Quadratic Equation from 10th Standard CBSE Mathematics. We will continue on exercise 4.2. Exercise 4.2, page number 76, new textbook. Page number 76. So, we'll start with the first problem, first subdivision. First problem, first subdivision, which is find the roots of the following quadratic equation by factorization. So we need to find the roots of the quadratic equation, which is x square minus 3x, x square minus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. We need to find the roots of this quadratic equation by the method of factorization. So we need to factorize, which means we need to do by splitting the middle terms. So how do we split this minus 3x as? Now we'll see this. This is 10. So 10, this is 1. So 1 into 10 is 10. So when I multiply two numbers, I should get 10. The same two numbers, if this sign is minus, so I should subtract. The same two numbers, if I subtract, I should get this 3. That is the rule for factorizing or getting the two numbers, so that we can split this minus 3x into those two terms. So I will assume the numbers as a equal to b equal to. So we need to find the two numbers such that when I multiply the two numbers, I should get 10. The same two numbers, if I subtract, I should get this 3. So the numbers will be what? The numbers will be 5 and 2 or 2 and 5, whatever. Right? Because 5 into 2 is 10. 5 minus 2 is 3. And in subtraction case, now we need to decide the sign of these two numbers. In subtraction case, one number will be positive, one number will be negative. To know which number is positive, which number is negative, we have to see this sign. The greater number among these two will take this sign. So the greater number is what? 5. So 5 will take this sign, which is minus. So it will become minus. So this has to become plus. Because in subtraction, one is minus, one is plus. So this will become minus 5, this will become plus 2. So this expression will become x square. I am writing this as minus 3x can be written as minus 5x plus 2x. Minus 5x plus 2x. So to find these two only, we are finding these two numbers. Then you need to put xx here. Because minus 3x can be written as minus 5x plus 2x, which gives you minus 3x. To find this minus 5 and plus 2, we have to check this condition. So now this 10 I am writing as it is. So this minus 3x alone is written into 2. The minus 10 and x square is written as it is. So equal to 0. Now in these two, what is common? X is common. So this will become x minus 5 from these two terms. And from these two terms, plus 2 is common. I'll get x minus 5 equal to 0. Now again in these two, x minus 5 is common. So x minus 5 is common. Then you get x plus 2 equal to 0. Now which means that, so the product of the two numbers is 0. Which means either this is 0 or this is 0. So which means x minus 5 equal to 0 or x plus 2 equal to 0. If x minus 5 equal to 0, we'll get x is equal to, this minus 5 will go this side. It will become 0 plus 5. The x will become 5. Or x is equal to, this plus 2 will go this side, become 0 minus 2, which is minus 2. Right? So therefore we have got the roots. So the roots are 5 and minus 2. So these are the two roots for this quadratic equation. Fine. So now we'll move on to the next problem. You can do the same way as homework. The second first problem, second part, you can try as homework, which is similar to the way that we did, right? And also, if you have any doubts on how to factorize, you can watch my video on factorization of polynomials. There I have explained you how to factorize a quadratic polynomial. So you can watch that video. In detail, I have explained you all this. So we'll move on to the third problem. In the first problem, third subdivision, right? I'll write it here. So first problem, third subdivision. That is, again, we have to find the roots of the equation, quadratic equation, by the method of factorization. So root 2x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. We need to again find the roots of this quadratic equation by the method of factorization. Now here, if you observe, we have got this root 2. The roots, square roots are coming. Generally we are scared. The moment we see square root, we think the problem is difficult or I can't do and all that. So don't worry, right? We need just follow the same logic, right? To factorize them. So first what we should do is, when I multiply, I should get what? Always you have to take the quotient of x square, which is root 2 into this constant. So root 2 into 5 root 2. What is root 2 into 5 root 2? Let's do that. Root 2 into 5 root 2 is root 2 into root 2 is 2. 2 5 are 10. So when I multiply two numbers, I should get 10. Always you should take the quotient of x square, multiply with this to get this. Now with the same two numbers, this sign is what? Plus. So which means add, addition case. If I add the same two numbers, I should get 7. This 7. Right? So we should find two numbers. The numbers I will call it as small a and small b. Says that when I multiply the two numbers, I should get 10. The same two numbers, if I add, I should get 7. Now what are the two numbers again? 2 and 5. Because 2 5s are 10, then 2 plus 5 is 7. So when I add, I get 7. When I multiply, I get 10. So the numbers are these two. Now we'll write here. So this becomes root 2 x square. This as it is plus 7x can be written as plus, again we have to decide the sign of these two. Once we find the two numbers, we need to decide the sign of the two numbers. Then in addition case, the sign of the two numbers will be either both will be positive or both will be negative. To find whether both are positive or both are negative, you have to see this sign. This is plus, so both will become plus. Suppose if this was minus, both would have become minus. Sorry, both would become plus. If this was minus, then both would have become minus minus. So this also would have become minus 2, this would have become minus 5. When if this sign was minus, we would have put minus to both. Since this is plus, we have put plus sign to both, positive sign to both. So now the 7x can be written as plus 2x plus 5x. Plus 2x plus 5x. Then plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. Fine. Now, because the 7x is written as like this, 2x plus 5x, which is 7x. If you add both, you will get back this. Now in these two, now let's take these two terms. In these two, what is common? X is common. Also root 2 is common. Root 2x is common. Don't say, sir, root 2 is here, but there is no root 2 here. Because 2 has root 2. Because 2, the meaning of 2 is what? 2 is root 2 into root 2. See, the 2 has 2, the number 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. It has two root 2s. Where root 2 into root 2 is root 4. Root 4 is 2. Right? So this also has root 2. This also has, so root 2x is common. So this will become x. Then plus. So here in 2x, I have taken root 2x common. So which means x is taken out. From 2, I have taken root 2. So 2 has 2 root 2s. And 1 I have taken out. So the remaining 1 root 2 will be there. Now if you multiply, suppose root 2x into x is root 2x square. You will get back this. Then root 2x into root 2 is root 2 into root 2 is 2. 2 into x is 2x. You will get back this. So when you multiply this, after taking the common, if you multiply, you should get back this. If you don't get back, then you have made some mistakes in taking common factors. Now again in these two, what is common? Plus 5 is common. So I'll take 5 common. Then you will have x here. Here 5 is taken out, so you will get x plus root equal to 0. Then again here x plus root 2 is common. So this will become root 2x plus 5. Root 2x plus 5. Because if I take again x plus root 2 common, I will have this. Again if I take x plus root 2 out, I will have this 5 here. So this is equal to 0. So again the product of the two numbers is 0, which means either this is 0 or this is 0. So we should say x plus root 2 equal to 0 or root 2x plus 5 equal to 0. Now we should solve and find the value of x. Now x is equal to, this root 2 goes this side, becomes 0 minus root 2, which means x is minus root 2. X is minus root 2. Or we will have to solve this also. Root 2x equal to 0 minus 5, which means root 2x is equal to minus 5. So x is equal to minus 5 by root 2. Minus 5 by root 2. So we can stop here also, but generally when you have a irrational number in the denominator, root 2 is an irrational number. In the denominator, we generally try to rationalize the denominator, which means we should multiply and divide by its conjugate. Right? We should multiply and divide. So we generally don't want to have square root in the denominator. We generally don't want to have an irrational number in the denominator. For any problem, when you get the answer as a number with a denominator having an irrational number, you should make it as a rational number. That you would have studied in 9th standard how to rationalize the denominator. So which means if it is root 2, I will multiply and divide by root 2. Right? I'll write it as the next step so that it is not, you are not confused. I'll write one more step. So we have to rationalize the denominator. So x is equal to minus 5 by root 2. I'll put into root 2 by root 2. Then my x will become minus 5 into root 2 is minus 5 root 2. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. So the answer is, so sometimes you can write like this also, okay, but still, it's better to write it in this form. So here x is minus root 2. So the roots are minus root 2 or minus 5 by 2 root 2. Minus 5 by 2, the roots are this and this. There are two roots. The roots are minus root 2 and 5 by 2 root 2. Clear? Now let's do the next problem, which is problem number 4. In the first problem, 4th subdivision. So I will erase this. Fine. So we'll do the first problem, 4th subproblem. Again, we have to find the roots of the quadratic equation by the method of factorization, which is 2x square minus x plus 1 by 8 equal to 0. Right? So we need to find the roots of this quadratic equation. So how do we do this? Now again, there is a fraction here. Generally, we don't want to have any number in the denominator. If it is a quadratic equation, it's better to have all these numbers in as a whole numbers. We don't want to have anything with fraction. If you see anything is having a fraction, then what you can do is, you can here if you see, if you multiply this throughout by 8, you see the number 8 in the denominator, you multiply throughout by 8, then what will happen? 8 into 2x square minus 8 into x plus 8 into 1 by 8 equal to 8 into 0. So I'm multiplying each term by 8. Now if I do that, what happens? This 8 will be gone. So this will become 8 to the 16x square. This is minus 8x. So this 8 and this 8 will get cancelled. You get only plus 1. This is 1 time. So 1 into 1 is 1 plus 1 equal to 8 into 0 is 0. So the equation this has become like this. Right? So the equation which is in this form has become like this form. So both the equations are same. Because we have multiplied throughout by 8. So we should multiply 0 also by 8. So 8 into 0 0. So this equation has become like this. Now we need to factorize this equation and find the roots. Now how do we factorize now? So multiply. If I multiply, what I should get? We should take the expression of x square into 1. 16 into 1 is 16. So if I multiply two numbers, I should get 16. Same two numbers, what is the sign here? Plus. Plus means addition case. If I add the same two numbers, I should get this one. What is this? 8. So don't worry about the sign here. When you write m and a, don't worry about the sign. When you find the actual two numbers, that time we have to decide what sign we should put for those two numbers. So we have to find two numbers such that when you multiply the two numbers, I should get 16. The same two numbers, if I add, I should get 8. So we will call that one number as a, other number as b, small a, small b. Now what are the two numbers? Such that if I multiply the two numbers, I should get 16. Same two numbers, if I add, I should get 8. The numbers are what? 4 and 4. Now how to find these numbers 4 and 4 and all that I have explained in the other video, which is how to factorize a quadratic polynomial. In that video I have explained, so you can see that you will understand how to find these. Now again, if it is an addition case, both will be positive or both will be negative. To find whether both these are positive or both these numbers are, I have to put negative sign. You have to see this sign. This sign is what? Negative. So we have to put minus to both. So then this becomes 16x square, then minus 8x can be written as minus 4x minus 4x. Minus 4x minus 4x, and this is plus 1 equal to 0. Again, in these two, what is common? 4x is common. Then if I take 4x common, I will have 4x here, and this will be minus 1. Because I have taken this 4x out from these two. Again, from these two, I will take minus, nothing is common here. This is 4x, this is nothing is common. Nothing is common, 1 is common, and this is minus, so you take minus 1 as common. Then this will become 4x, and don't put plus 1, because from 1, we have taken minus 1 out, so this will become minus 1. From the plus, we have taken 1 minus out, because plus is made up of, you can think that this plus has 2 minus. Minus into minus will become plus. So 1 minus I have taken out, so the remaining will be 1 minus. Now if you multiply this, minus 1 into 4x, minus 4x, minus 1 into minus 1, plus 1. You get back this. Even if you multiply here, 4x into 4x, 16x square. 4x into minus 1, minus 4x. Now again, so this will become 4x minus 1 is common. It is 4x minus 1. If I take that common, I will have this 4x minus this one. Sorry, equal to 0 I have to put. So which means 4x minus 1 equal to 0 or this term equal to 0. 4x minus 1 equal to 0 or. So which means 4x is equal to, this 1 goes here. It will become 0 plus 1 which is 1. So x is equal to 1 by 4. Or here you will get 4x is equal to, again it will become 1. X is equal to 1 by 4. So the roots are same. The roots are 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. The roots are 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. That's it. Clear? How to find the roots for a quadratic equation by the method of factorization? Fine. So, I'll erase this. Fine. So we'll do the fifth problem. What is the fifth problem? In first problem, fifth sub problem I think. Fifth sub problem is we have to factorize again 10x square minus 20x plus 1. So 10x square minus 20x, sorry, not 10, it is 100x square, sorry, 100x square minus 20x plus 1 equal to 0. Now we need to find the roots of this quadratic equation by factorization. Same. So which means what is our rule? Multiply. When I multiply two numbers, I should get what is 100 into 1. 100 into 1 is 100. When I multiply two numbers, I should get 100. Same two numbers if I add, because this is plus sign, I should put capital A, addition case. If I add the same two numbers, I should get this one, 20. So I should find two numbers such that when I multiply the two numbers, I should get 100. The same two numbers, if I add, I should get 20. So now what are the numbers? I will call them as small a and small b. Now what are the two numbers? It will be 10 and 10. Because 10 into 10 is 100, 10 plus 10 is 20. So if I multiply 10 and 10, 10 into 10, I get 100. If I add 10 and 10, I get 20. So those two are the numbers. Now, again in addition case, both the numbers will be positive or both will be negative. To decide the sign of these two numbers, whether both are positive or both are negative, you have to check this sign. This is minus, so both will be minus. So this is minus 10, minus 10. Now you write here. So this will become 100x square minus 10x, again minus 10x plus 1 equal to 0. So this minus 20 is written like this. Now if you do minus 10x, you'll get back this minus 20. You get back this minus 20. Now here in these two, what is common? 10x is common. So if I take 10x from here, I'll get 10x minus 1. From these two, nothing is common. From these two, this is coming. From these two, so nothing is common. Nothing is common, 1 is common, and this sign is minus, so minus 1 is common. So this will become 10x, and plus 1 I have taken minus 1, then I will have minus 1 remaining equal to 0. So you have to be very careful, people. Students will make a mistake by putting plus 1 here. From the plus 1 we have taken minus 1 out, then it will become minus 1, right? So if you multiply, you get back this minus 1 into 10x is minus 10x, minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1. You should get back this. If you multiply, you should get back this. And again here 10x minus 1 is common from these two, then this will become 10x minus 1 equal to 0. This is 10x minus 1. So therefore 10x minus 1 equal to 0 or 10x minus 1 equal to 0. If this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0, which means 10x is equal to 1, minus 1 goes here, it will become plus 1. So x is equal to 1 by 10, or here again 10x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1 by 10. So the roots are, we'll say the roots are 1 by 10 and 1 by 10. 1 by 10 and 1 by 10. Clear? 1 by 10 and 1 by 10. So these are the two roots of this quadratic equation. Fine. Now let's go to the next problem, which is the second problem in exercise 4.2. So second problem. So second problem is, it says solve the problem given in example 1. You have to solve the problem given in example 1. So we have to go to example 1 and we have to solve the problem. What is our example 1? Let's go to page number 71 in your textbook to example 1. Right? So in page number 71, go to the page number 71, refer page number 71, example 1. We have to solve this example 1 problem. That is our second question in 4.2. In exercise 4.2, second question says solve the example 1. So what is example 1? Let's go to page number 71 in your textbook. Refer page number 71. Go to example 1. It says, again, it has two problems. We'll solve one by one. We'll do the first part of this. First part is, or the first problem is, we have to solve this. Okay. The question is the John and Jivanti. So this you would have seen it in the previous video also, right? Where we did example 1. Here we'll solve this problem. So John and Jivanti together have 45 marbles. Both of them have lost 5 marbles each, and the product of the number of marbles they have now is 124. We would like to find out how many marbles they had to start with. So that is the question. So which means John and Jivanti, right? They both of them, so the two friends, John and Jivanti, they have together 45 marbles they have. We don't know how much marble each one of them have. That we don't know. But together total is 45 marbles. 45 marbles both of them have. Now after both of them lose 5 marbles, after both of them, suppose both of them lost 5 marbles, then the remaining marbles that they have now after losing 5 marbles, what John has now after losing 5 marbles, and what is the number of marbles Jivanti has after losing the 5 marbles, then when you multiply those two numbers, the number of marbles John has, number of marbles Jivanti has, if you multiply the product means multiplication, it gives you 124. Now we need to find out how many marbles John and Jivanti had to start with. So initially how many marbles both of them had. So that is the problem we need to solve. So we will say let the number of marbles John had is equal to x. Right? So number of marbles John had, we'll take it as x number of marbles. John had x number of marbles. So the number of marbles, number of marbles Jivanti had, that will be how much? How many marbles Jivanti had? So together they have 45 marbles. In that John had x marbles, Jivanti will have the remaining, which is 45 minus x. 45 minus x. Because John has had x, and together total they have 45, which means Jivanti would have the remaining. Remaining is what? From the total, which is 45, minus the number of marbles John had, which is x. So 45 minus x is the marble, was the number of marble Jivanti had, and x was the number of marble John had. Right? So now both of them have lost 5 marbles. So after both of them lost 5 marbles, now they have lost 5 marbles each. Both of them lost 5 marbles each. So which means John also had lost 5 marbles, Jivanti also had lost 5 marbles. Now how many marbles they will have now? So number of marbles John has now is, so the number of marbles John has now will be equal to how much? Initially he had x marbles, he lost 5 marbles, so which means he will have x minus 5 marbles now after losing 5 marbles. So initially he had x, now he lost 5, which means we have to reduce 5, so x minus 5. Now what is the number of marbles that Jivanti has now? So number of marbles Jivanti has now is equal to she also lost 5 marbles, which means she initially had 45 minus x, 45 minus x, and then she also lost 5 marbles, so which means minus 5. Clear? So she had initially 45 minus x, and now she also lost 5 marbles, which means from 45 minus x we should subtract minus 5, because she also lost 5 marbles. So the remaining will be what? 45 minus 5 is 40, and this is minus x. So this is the number of marbles now Jivanti has. Clear? So number of marble John has is x minus 5, number of marble Jivanti has is 40 minus x. Now what they are saying, the question says after both lost 5 marbles, right? Both of them lost 5 marbles each, and the product of the marbles, product of the number of marbles they have now is 124. Now the product of the marble is 124, which means number of marble John has now into the number of marbles Jivanti has, that is equal to 124. So how many marbles John has? X minus 5, right? Into Jivanti, how much she has? 40 minus x. Now the product, which we multiply, that gives you 124. That's what the question says. That's what is the question now. Now we need to solve this and find the value of x. That will give number of marbles John had. Then if you do 45 minus x, then we will get the number of marbles Jivanti had. Now we need to solve this equation. Now let's multiply this. X into 40, 40x, x into minus x. We have to multiply x into 40, 40x, x into minus x is minus x square. Now minus 5 into 40 is minus 200, and minus 5 into minus x is plus 5x, equal to this is 124. Now again, so I will write the x square term, minus x square first. 40x plus 5x is 45x, then minus 200, right, equal to 124. Now I'll bring this minus 124 to this side, so it will become minus x square plus 45x minus 200, and this plus 124 comes this side, it will become minus 124 equal to 0. So this will become minus x square plus 45x minus 200 minus 124 is minus 324 equal to 0. Equal to 0. Now I told you, whenever there is a quadratic equation, make sure that the coefficient of x square is positive. If it is negative, then multiply throughout by minus 1 or divided by minus 1, whatever. Right? So if I we can multiply by minus 1 or divide by minus 1, which means you can throughout cancel the sign. Right? If I throughout cancel the sign, so this will become x square, this plus will become minus, minus will become plus, equal to, and 0 will become, this sign also will change, but 0 does not have any sign. So 0 will be 0 only. 0 does not have any sign. Right? So this is your equation. Now we should solve this equation. We should factorize this and find the value of x. Now how do we find? Now this problem has become like this, finding the roots of the quadratic equation. We have to factorize this and find the roots. Roots means that is the solution. That will give the value or the answer for x. We'll get the value for x. We'll find out what x is. Now I am writing the equation again. X square minus 45x plus 324 equal to 0. Now how do we factorize? Right, now again when we multiply the two numbers, now what is the number here before x square? 1. Before x square, the number that I have is 1. So 1 into 324 is 324. You should always take the quotient of x square, multiply with this number. Then when you multiply two numbers, you get 324. Same two number, what is this sign? Plus, which means addition case, capital A. This is plus means capital A, addition case. If I add the two numbers, I should get this number, which is 45. Don't worry about the sign of that. Right? So when I multiply the two numbers, I should get 324. How did this 324 came? This is 1 into 324. 324. The same two numbers if I add, because the sign is plus, if I add, I should get this number, which is 45. So I should find two numbers such that when I add the two numbers, I should get 45. Same two numbers, if I multiply, I should get 324. What are the two numbers? Now we'll have to find that. So A equal to B equal to. Now how do you find the two numbers? We don't know. We'll start one by one. Right? So I will write here A, B, and then multiplication, addition. The A and B are the two numbers that we should find. So we'll start from step by step, one by one. We'll find out. Now I need to get multiplication 324. That will be 1 into 324. 1 into 324. A is 1, B is 324. What is 1 into 324? 324. Now what is 1 plus 324? Because if I add these two, if I add A and B, I should get 45. But here I am getting what? If I add 1 and 324, I will get 325. So multiplication is 324, which is matching. But addition is, if I add the numbers, I should get 45. But when I add the numbers, I get 325. So this is not the right combination. Again, we should do with, let's do with 2 into. 2 into, because this 324 is divided by 2. So 3 into 2 into what? 162. 2 into 162 gives you 324. 2 plus 162 gives you 164. So multiplication 324, addition is 164, but we need addition as 45. So these two numbers also won't work. 2 and 162 will not work. Next, number 3. Does it go in 3? Yes, this number is divisible by 3. So 3 into how much? 3 into what will give you? Divide this by 3. 108. 3 into 108 is 324. Now if you add these two, this is 324 multiplication. This into this. But if you add 3 and 108 will give you 111. But we should get 45. This also doesn't work. Then let's go to 4. So we should keep trying. Right? And some numbers will come. So 4. Again with 4 into what? 4 into this, divide 324 by 4. You'll get 81. 4 into 81 is 324. And 81 plus 4 is what? 85. But we should get 45. But one observation that we can make here, what we are making here, see, initially it was 325, it's reducing 164, 111, 85, which means we are nearing that 45. We are coming towards 45. And here what we are writing? We are writing 1 into 324, 324, 2 into 162 is 324. So how much, whichever numbers divides 324, we are writing that as, we are trying to find all the two numbers that says that the product is 324. And then we are verifying what is the addition, sum. When I add them, what do I get? Now with 5 it will not go. 324 will not go in 5 because it is not ending with 5 or ending with 0. So 6, it will go in 6 because it is going in 2 and 3. Any number that goes in 2 and 3 will go in 6 also. So 6 into what will give you 54. Right? 6 into 54 will give you 324. Now what is 6 plus 54? 60. But we need 45. So this also won't work. No, 7. Does it go in 7? We have to divide with 7. It doesn't go in 7. Does it go in 8? It doesn't go in 8 also. Does it go in 9? Yeah, because sum of the digits is what? 9. So the sum of the digits are divisible by 9. The number is divisible by 9. So 9, it goes how many times? 3, 6. 3 and 6. Right? So that is 324. Now what is 9 plus 36? 45. Now we got that. So the numbers are 9 and 36, because if I multiply 9 and 36, I get 325. The same two numbers 9 and 36. If I add, I get 45. So the numbers are 9 and 36. Now again, now we should decide the sign. Once you find the numbers, we need to decide the sign. Now this is an addition case. In addition case, both the numbers will have the same sign, which means both will be positive or both will be negative. To find both will be positive or both will be negative, we have to see this sign. This sign is minus 45. You have to take only the sign minus. If the sign is minus, both the numbers will take minus. So this is minus 9, minus 36. So now we can factorize this using splitting the middle term. So x square, then this becomes minus 9x. 45x minus 45x can be written as minus 9x minus 36x plus this is 324 equal to 0. Now we are going to factorize. Now in these two, what is common? X is common. I'll get x minus 9. In these two, what is common? Minus 36 is common. Because 324 goes in 36. How many times? 9 times. Right? So minus 36, if I take common, I'll get x. 324, if I take out minus 36 out, then what will I get? So you need to divide that. You need to do this. You need to do 324 by minus 36 will give you minus 9. Will give you minus 9. So this will become minus 9. Now if you multiply minus 36 into x minus 36, minus 36 into minus 9 will give you plus 324. So you have to be very careful. When you're taking minus 36 common, this plus will become minus. People will make mistakes. They'll put plus here. And one more thing is, whatever term you get here, x minus 9, you should get the same thing here. When you are trying to do by splitting the middle terms, both should match. If one of them does not match, then somewhere some minus plus is missed, right? Or we have not taken something, the common properly, right? So now equal to 0. Now again in this x minus 5 is common, x minus 9 is common. So this will become x minus 36 equal to 0, which means either x minus 9 equal to 0 or x minus 36 equal to 0. So which means this minus sign goes this side. You get x is equal to 9 or x is equal to 36. And the answer is what? X is equal to 9 or x is equal to 36. Fine. So which means x is the number of marbles John had. Right? X is the number of marbles John had. And how much Jivanti had is 45 minus x. Now we got two answers. Now we have to take both the cases. Now when x is equal to 9, when if x is 9, when x is 9, then so number of marbles John had initially was how much? X. John had was x and x is equal to what? 9. So 9 marbles. Then number of marbles Jivanti has is how much? Number of marbles Jivanti had. Number of marbles Jivanti had, that is equal to 45 minus x. That is equal to 45 minus x. So which is equal to 45 minus x. X is what? 9. 45 minus 9, which gives you 36 marbles. Right? When x is 9, John had 9 marbles. Jivanti had 36 marbles. When x is 36, when x is equal to 36, then what happens? That time number of marbles, so this will have two sets of answers. This is one answer, this is another answer. Number of marbles John had is equal to x, but x we are taking it as 36, this value, because both are possible. So both the answers are possible. So both are right answers. So number of marbles John had is x, x is 36. If I take this condition, this is the answer. When x is 36, we are solving x. So John had is 36 marbles. And number of marbles Jivanti had is equal to 45 minus x. That was the number of marbles that Jivanti had. 45 minus x, and that is equal to 45 minus, what is x? X is 36. So that is 46 minus 36, which is 9. 45 minus 36, which is 9. 9 marbles. So this is the answer. Clear? So this is how we will solve the example 1. The first part of the example 1. First problem in the example 1 in page number 76. So we will stop here. You can watch my next video for the continuation, where I will do the second problem, example 1. We will do the second part. So thank you for watching. We will meet you in the next video. Thank you.